Good evening everyone and welcome along to TTML. We are here for Division 4 action, Season 4, Round 6 of the Championship as we take on the Belgian Grand Prix from the Circuit de Spa-Francorchamps. We're back once again. My name is James. I'm going to be taking you through the stream as always on your Friday night. And joining me in the comment box, it is Mr. Paco Suarez. Paco, how are you?
Hungry. I feel hungry for some action. But I'm pretty excited as always. I mean, Belgium is a beautiful track, probably one of my favorite tracks because of Rouge, basically. Well, I'm basically outer corners that are quite iconic. And hopefully we'll have better driving standards because I believe you have some incidents that have been reviewed by stewards that you have to talk about.
We do have to talk about a lot of incidents that are caused in Hungary last week. The driving standards were very disappointing from Division 4 standards, and hopefully everyone has had their telling off by the stewards, and hopefully everyone will drive that little bit cleaner out on track tonight, because driving clean is the name of the game here in, of course, TTML. Incident 1, there's 10 incidents to go through, so listen up, because I am not going to repeat them again. Rock City and Black Phoenix, lap 19 incident, 15-second time penalty and penalty points to Black Phoenix, a dangerous and uncontrolled dive bomb resulting in damage to multiple other cars. Storm, Rock City and Maximus, lap 19, there was no further action, Rock City rejoined the track and he lost his car as a result of contact with Black Phoenix. See incident 1, which I've already read out. Vettel, Conti and Cygate, lap 1. Cygate, 10-second time penalty and 15 penalty points with no footage. For Cygate, moving under braking resulting in Vettel being pushed off track. Cygate then had a racing incident, 5 penalty points, no footage because he's lost the control of his car and he hit Vettel on lap 32 out on track last week in Hungary. I was thinking we only had 22 laps. That's tonight. I'm mad. Robin, Rock City, Maximus, Gunderson, Cygate and Joel. The lap 1 chicane, racing incident, multiple cars bunched up into the chicane, no one particular to blame. Robin, Cygate, incident 6, 10-second time penalty and 15 penalty points to Cygate, a dangerous and uncontrollable dive bomb. Conti Gort, the penultimate lap of the race last time out, no further action, the collision was caused by a connection issue. Vettel and Cygate on lap 30, no further incident, and it was a racing incident. Cygate pushes Vettel to the right hand side and leaves him not enough car width. Second one, his car snaps and then he has to catch it, which forces him to go wide. Rock City and Cygate again. Incident 9, 5-second time penalty and 10 penalty points to Cygate, dangerous and unsportsmanlike driving. And incident 10, Black Phoenix's penalty removal was denied because he had no race director. What did that do to the podium standings? Well, it didn't do anything. Conti, Rock City, Vettel, Gunderson, Maximus and Black Phoenix 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th and 14th. Cygate, but judging by how many incidents he was involved in there, he's got 50 penalty points, 45 from Hungary, which is unbelievable. I think it's the record here in TTML, 5 in Japan, so that results in a season ban for Cygate. So he is not going to be competing here tonight. And what did that do to the standings, I hear you ask? Well, we get into the standings eventually, and of course here in Division 4, looking at the standings, Gort leads the way on 110 points, Ryan second on 96 and Joel third on 93, Christian fourth on 85, Neymar fifth on 80, Mays sixth on 54, Massault seventh on 47, Zam eighth on 43, Black Phoenix and Robin tied for ninth on 42. Yogi in 11th, tied with Maximus on 39, Rock City 13th on 36, Luke Ajax 14th on 34, we still go, Frey Pepper 15th on 32, tied with Storm, Tekken in 17th on 27, Conti 18th on 23, Cygate 19th on 18, and Vettel in 20th on 16 points. We managed to get there in the end.
Surprisingly we did. I have to say, we need driving standards to improve. I mean, last week it was not the best example. And hopefully today, I mean, Belgium is a wide track. I mean, it should be enough room, you know, to not have silly incidents, as I would say. So as I've said multiple times, hopefully today will be a good day for racing and we'll have some good action. I mean, almost a full grid, so it should be quite good.
Yeah, 19 drivers going to be doing battle, of course, out on track. Having been informed in by Pariah, of course, who's taking the Division 5 comms alongside James Boyle. You can watch that in just a second when they go live. Pariah has said Neymar has been signed by NSR, and this is his first race underneath NSR. And Neymar, if it was anything like last week, of course he won last time out, Neymar might be one of the men to beat.
Definitely. I mean, I think right now, well, Goats probably is one of the most dominant guys in the tier when he races. Last week, it's true, he had more he had some difficulties since he spun and he had some issues. But I think today Belgium, I think it's a track that could benefit him, the way he drives, the way he handles the car. So we'll have to wait and see. I mean, I think we have plenty of drivers that could be candidates, you know, to win today's race.
Ooh, it looks very overcast as we go on to track around here at Belgium. Of course, 7 kilometres in length, 19 turns awaiting these drivers out on track. 2 DRS zones, 1 down the start-finish straight down until the Source hairpin, and 1 down the Kemmel straight in towards Les Combes. And I'm going to try and test my knowledge around here by trying to name every single corner out on track. So, here we go. La Source hairpin through turn 1, on the run up down towards Rouge and then Radion, then down on the Kemmel straight, on the run in towards Les Combes through the first sector, then down in towards Bruxelles, which is the 90-degree hairpin at the bottom of the hill. Then it is through X corner, otherwise known as No Name, down in towards Pouon, then the Fagnes chicane, then it's Rivage, and then we go through Copepoul Frere, on the run up towards Blanchemont, through the bus stop chicane. There we are. Job done. Gorse, first man out on track.
Who did you say, Goat?
Yeah, Gorse, first man out on track.
I mean, I thought there was a goat on track. Yeah, never mind. Jokes aside. Well, I mean, I said it earlier, but last week he had a difficult Grand Prix. I mean, it was not easy for him. He had some incidents. He couldn't get the pace right. Then I think he bottled a little bit with a strategy call. Not the easiest day for the Norwegian driver.
Yeah, in retrospect, I think Gord is probably made for this track. This is a track where he should be thriving and he should be dominant above the rest of the field. But we saw with Neymar in qualifying last week in Hungary. Hungary is Monaco without the barriers. This is a totally different track altogether. It's the longest track on the F1 calendar. Gort will be the man, I think, to beat here tonight. But Neymar, if he can produce that performance like he did in qualifying to finish about 400ths of a second off, I think Gort will feel under pressure from Neymar.
It will be interesting to see. I mean, Neymar last week, he had, as you said, a really good run. He had a really good race, and I don't know how he will be like today. Hopefully he will be as close as last week, but it won't be easy.
Gort now coming around the final corner through the bus stop chicane across the line to start us off on a lap, then running down in towards turn number 1 at La Source. Locks up in towards La Source. He now runs down the hill on the run. This 80-metre run pretty much all the way down from La Source hairpin in towards the Rouge and then up the hill into Radion. He's going to take this flat out, of course, 193 mile an hour carried through the corner. Now he comes onto the Kemmel straight through turn 4, Dutch corner to the left hand side. They'll be cheering hopefully later on this year as Gort comes through the end of the first sector. It's a 30 flat, which is very respectable through the first sectors. Now comes through Les Combes and now comes on the exit of the Les Combes chicane on the run down in towards Bruxelles. Bruxelles, of course, the capital, the French version, of course, the capital of Belgium, which is Brussels, as now Gort comes round through Bruxelles and now on the run through X corner, otherwise known as No Name, all the way down now, down in towards Pouon, and we're pretty much halfway around the lap at this point as Gort now flies through Pouon, just loses a little bit of speed, actually downs a gear, and he didn't seem as confident as what I would have thought through there. As now we come in towards the Fagnes chicane and then in towards Rivage, which would be this next right-hander coming up, of course, where Russell and Giovinazzi crashed last year. Gort now coming through turn whatever this is, out on track, 113.9. Out on track, coming through Corporal Ferret, and now on the run up in towards Blanchimont, and he might be the man to beat at this early stage in qualifying. As now comes in towards Blanchimont, he's got very low fuel, 200 mile an hour carried, as he takes it flat out coming through Blanchimont. He's got a little bit of ERS left, I would think, to try and run onto the straight, as Yogi is retired from the session, just coming out of Rivage, and Gort is now coming through the final couple of corners, and Gort now comes across the line. So 142, I think, to begin off the night. Yeah, 142.1. Probably not the quickest time we'll see all night as Yogi Crash coming through Rivage.
Yeah, I mean, I just saw that I was switching between drivers and I saw he completely lost it at the exit and went straight into the wall. And I was looking at the times from the drivers behind, and as you can see, quite close from Christian there. I mean, only thousands of seconds separating the Ferrari and the Racing Point driver. So it seems like Goto was not as confident as you said, but look at that, Neymar on a set of softs. 6 tenths behind the leaders.
Yeah, 6 tenths. He might have made a mistake on the lap of 142.7. Trey Pepper has gone ahead of him as well, along with Black Phoenix. They've gone 5th and 6th. Gortard on top, though, Christian 2nd. It's 200ths of a second separating the early stages of qualifying. It's Gortard on top, Christian 2nd, and Mays currently in 3rd. Maximus on a lap coming in towards Blanchimont. He's going to be one of the next men to come across the line. I think he's got Massault ahead of him as Barcelona pops to the top of the order, and of course Barcelona looking to try and sign Sergio Aguero in real life in La Liga, as now Massault goes to the top of the standings, and Maximus now comes across the line to go 11th position. Literally the two men that I go on board with are the two men that are pretty much the quickest men out on track, as Joel comes across the line and he pops himself up into 8th. I think Ryan is on a lap as well, just into the bus stop chicane. Luke Ikes is ahead of him out on track and he goes 12th. Yeah. Ryan on a good lap here, comes across the line, he goes 10th, just ahead of Rock City.
And I have to say, I mean, despite the difference we can see from Salt maybe to Goat, I mean, the rest of the grid is quite close, taking into account that this is the longest track probably on the calendar. Quite surprising to see everyone that close.
Yeah, there's a second pretty much covering, just over a second, covering Massault down to Maximus, which is 14 drivers out on track. And if you take away Massault and Barcelona's time, Go to Maximus is separated by just over 6 tenths of a second. So it is very close out on track. Massault on top, Barcelona 2nd, and Gort in 3rd. Anybody on a lap? Conti, I know, is on an out lap. I'm not sure if anyone else is out there on a proper lap. CLE Storm, by the way, on a set of mediums, a 43.2, 3 tenths of a second off Vettel at this early stage.
I mean, it can be easily improved, definitely. I mean, he has said it on mediums. I don't think he will try to start on mediums because I think track position here is quite relevant. But we'll have to wait and see. Maybe he surprises us, you know, and try to qualify as high as possible on mediums.
Yeah, I think CLE Storm is currently ahead of Storm, which is going to be a massive difficulty if they stay in position as they are. Two Storms trying to fight each other out on track. We've seen it so far this season. Conti is coming now through in towards Rivage, and he's just preparing up for his lap at this stage. The only man, apart from Yogi, of course, who crashed out the session early on, Conti's the only man who is still valid in the session who hasn't set a lap time, and hopefully the Dutchman will be able to reclaim some of his unlucky form, I've got to say, from last week. He was there or thereabouts. As the yellow flag just coming through Sector 3. I think it's a Renault maybe preparing up for a lap. It's Luke Ajax, I think, just preparing up for another lap. Conti is just onto one, and Luke Ajax has just started one, it seems.
Well, that's weird. Maybe he had a fuel to do 2 laps. Quite surprising from the Renault driver. No, he's not on a lap.
Yeah, so, he spun the car. He lost the rear end coming through turn 1. And he basically backed off the lap just there, so the Ajax will be coming back into the pit lane. Conti is on the run down in towards Eau Rouge and Radion through 2 and 3. Very long run down in towards Eau Rouge and Radion as well. As Conti now comes through, turn 4 on the run past Dutch corner to the left hand side. I'm sure they'll be giving him a wave in the car. So now Conti comes to the end of the first sector, and it's a 29.9, the fastest we've seen so far on track. Certainly ahead of Gort's time through the first sector as Conti now flies out of Lecombe. A little bit of a twitch coming through there, but he's still looking quite quick.
Yeah, locking up a little bit into that corner. Now going into turn 12, if I'm not... No, actually, turn 11.
Turn 12?
Turn 11. No, my bad. Now he's going into turn 12, which is Pujon. really good exit, I have to say, not touching the curb at all. And at the moment, Conti, surprisingly, he seems on a decent lap. I wouldn't risk it and say that he's going to beat Salt or Barcelona, but it's a pretty solid lap.
Yeah, he's about 600ths of a second off Gort's time coming through the middle sectors. He's lost a little bit of time through the middle compared to that, but he's going to be around, I would say, Mays, Robbins sort of area, I would say, out on track. We just degraded his speed. Look at the ERS ebbing away as well. To Carf just out to the right-hand side. I think that's Neymar on an out lap as now Conti comes in towards the final two corners. Masold still out on top, Barcelona second, Gort in third. Luke Ikes is into the pit lane just on the right-hand side. Conti now comes across the line, and he goes 8th. So you're actually behind. Frey Pepper lost a little bit of speed coming off that lap as Conti goes 8th position. Storm, I believe, just starting up a lap time. I think as well we've got Black Phoenix on a lap time just coming to the end of the first sector. Wow, he's 2/10 up in the quickest first sector we've seen so far.
Yeah, I mean, the times are so close that anyone that just improves marginally, I mean, could jump some spots in the grid. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see plenty of positions changes.
Yeah, Black Phoenix is going to be one of the first men to come across the line. He got caught on the outside curb just coming through Puon, and he's managed to keep the speed going, and this is still looking quite quick.
Gote is improving by 4/10 in the second sector, so he could be setting provisional pole time.
He's now coming through Blanchimont, right on board with him as he is on the run up toward the bus stop chicane. Normally 10 seconds from that Rolex sign. So he's probably ahead of Massot by about 2 or 3/10 of a second here. Gort now coming around the final couple of corners. Is what I've just said true? He comes across the line. 41.6, but he's still quicker, which is crucial. He's 5/10 improving there. Barcelona has just started up a lap. Christian's 500 up through the first sector. Robin 3/10 up, coming out through bus stop chicane, and this is a good lap from the German. Robin now, is he going to try and challenge Gort for the top? Not quite, but a 141.9 puts him in the mix.
Yeah, not enough. I mean, he's quite close from Barcelona, but Barcelona is also improving marginally, as we can see. Storm losing the back end. Is that at the exit of Brooks? So, I mean, it's quite a weird place to lose the car, isn't it?
I think he's lost the rear end on exit, possibly through Bruxelles, and he's lost it into the wall. Neymar's on a really good lap, comes across the line, goes 5th, a 141.9, but still got out on top. Massot second, Barcelona in third. Christian goes second though.
One question, were you on board with Barcelona?
I was not on board with Barcelona, but he's invalid.
Yeah, I mean, he went so close from Storm, who crashed at the exit of Brussels. It was so scary. I mean, the way he passed by that car, and then he invalidated. I think that car there disconcentrated him. Yeah, Frey Pepper.
Frey Pepper goes to the top of the standings. These times clearly improving as the session goes on. Don't think we've even seen the peak qualifying time just yet. It's Frey Pepper out on top, Gort second, Christian in third, all the way down to Ryan is separated by a second. So the top 14 drivers separated by just less than a second out on track. Maximus has just started up on another lap as well. I'm trying to see if Ryan's improving as he comes through the final corner. He is improving 10th and a half. He gets a little bit loose on the rear end, comes across the line, but he does improve ahead of Black Phoenix and goes 2/10 clear of him, and he goes up into 13th position. About a 10th and a half improvement there from Ryan to 2/10. Storm not on a lap. Maximus through the end of the first sector. Not sure what it was in terms of his first sector. I didn't see it, but a 42.7, you would imagine he's going to improve on it.
Well, we hope so, because right now he's sitting, last from the drivers that are still racing on this qualifying. Although it doesn't seem a bad lap. I mean, he's trying to attack the apex, trying to get a good run through the corners. But let's see what he sets in the second sector. If we can get a really good reference in comparison to the other times.
As he comes out through in towards Ravage and then through Curb Paul Frey, which is the next corner coming through the end of the middle sector.
Nice.
He's 4.5 up. He's 4.5 up, and he is improving towards the likes of Conti Mays sort of area at this stage. But I don't think it's going to be enough for him to try and improve further up the field beyond that. Maximus is on a good lap though. He comes through Blanchimont on the run up in towards the bus stop chicane. Everyone else will probably have 1 or 2 more laps in them. Joro, I believe, is on a lap just in behind as Maximus now comes out through the final corner. Currently 142.7, comes across the line, and he jumps up to 10th. That's a really good improvement from Maximus in the end. It's an improvement 6.5 tenths of a second.
Yeah, 1,000 of a second behind Vettel, so definitely it's going to be a close call between them two. And I have to say, Maximus lap, he gained a lot in that third sector, because as you said, he was on a similar lap to Conti and Mace, but somehow in that last sector he was able to pull out a 10th.
And he did pull out a 10th, and that's what has got him up the field. Conti then is just on up on a lap. There's a car just came out of the pit lane in front of him. I think it's an AlphaTauri that has came out in front. It's not, it's a Mercedes even. If I look to my right hand side, I'll be able to define the colours. That is Massault. He's on an outlap just ahead of him. But Conti will hope to get a little bit of a tow running down the straight here from Massault. Massault will realise that Conti is probably coming. He's got the faintest tow running down the straight. And he's 200s up through the first sector, but it looks like he might just hit traffic. If Massault's listening, I would get out of the way now before you try and pick up a penalty.
No.
It gets out of the way.
He realised. I mean, he realised late, because I think Conti has picked up a little bit of dirty air, but in the end he was able to get out of the way. I don't think he realised that Conti was on a lap.
Yeah, he's around Maximus' sort of time, I would think. I just compared it in my mind to Maximus around the same time, just coming on the exit of X. So watch out for Conti's lap time, because this could be around Maximus Vettel sort of area out on track. Conti now coming through the end of the middle sector. Let's see what he's doing through the middle. And he's 800s up at 113.9, and yeah, he is improving marginally, but he could be ahead of Mays at this stage theoretically. Frey Pepper's still out on top. Ghost in second. Christian in third, NSR and OWR first, second and third. You'd love to see it from the Norwegian team as now Conti comes out through the final couple of corners into the bus stop chicane for possibly his final run, as now Conti comes out through the final corner. He's got very limited ERS on the run to the line, and Conti comes across the line and he goes 9th. Yeah. Good improvement in the final sector and gets ahead of Vettel.
And I have to say, I think he basically gained on Maximus on that final corner, because the way he took it was quite different to the McLaren driver. He just upshifted to turn to third gear before Maximus, and I think that gave him the extra traction to gain that thousandths of a second.
Well, I'll tell you what, I think Black Phoenix is on an absolute creamer of a lap here. He is absolutely flying. He's 7.5 tenths up in the middle sector, and Black Phoenix might be up there towards the top end of the field. Nice Black exit. Phoenix round the final corner, comes across the line, and he goes third. Really good lap time. 8 tenths improvement from Black Phoenix. Great lap time from him. Goes 400s down to the first sector.
Yeah.
He's just coming into Ravage.
Yeah, let's see if he's able to improve or save the lap at least, because at the moment, let's see the second. Oh, improving 1/10. That's good. That's good. Let's see if he's able to get a really good third sector. That it's what he needs with 1 minute remaining. He's on the final run. I'm not quite sure if he's going to be able to beat Fryer Pepper's lap.
Oh, he's coming up to traffic! Ooh. He's coming up to Luke Ajax, and Luke Ajax has nearly blocked him, but I think Gort's still going to go for this. He's invalid, and he'll blame that on Luke Ajax. Luke Ajax...
I think he could get a pen.
Yeah, I think Luke Ajax, that you could hear the frustration running the wheels in, pretty much into the pit lane there. Gort, so unlucky, I think, with that lap. He would have been quickest. A 10th of a second would have got him onto provisional pole. Whether or not everyone else was doing it around him remains to be seen. Massault is 3.5 tenths up though through the middle sector, so Gort might have actually not been the quickest man out on track. Barcelona is coming across the line. He's invalid, but he's got another run. Massault to the line. It's a great lap for Massault. 141.3 puts it to the top.
And Christian is also on a good lap. I mean, in the first sector he improved marginally, but the second sector, I have to say, it looks quite good. But
Neymar's lost it coming through the exit of Lacombe by the looks, and he's on the wall as a 1600s up from Christian middle sector.
Not good enough. Not good enough. I mean, he wouldn't even jump a place. He would stay 5th. But let's see if he's able to pull out a miracle in the final sector, just as Conti did earlier on.
Let's see as he now comes in towards the final couple of corners. Christian will be hoping that luck might be on his side as Vettel goes 6th. Good lap time from him. Christian now to the line. I don't think he's improving, and he doesn't. 5 thousandths of a second down. Fred Pepper is 300ths up coming out of P1. There's obviously going to be more improvements as we come to the line. Joro jumps up to 3rd.
Whoa.
Really good lap, but I think it's going to take something special to try and beat Massault with a really good lap time of a 141.3. Fred Pepper, that's a car in the wall there. I think that was Maximus in the wall, or Ryan, one of the two McLarens. Frey Pepper was 400ths up, and he's just invalidated coming out through curb pull Frey. And Frey Pepper will not be improving. The only man that can improve is Barcelona. He's 6,000 down. Robin down to the line, goes 4th, and same time as Joro coming across the line.
Oh my god.
And Barcelona is hardly improving.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna improve. Let's see if that car ahead doesn't block him like Luke Ajax did on Gotha.
That's Frey Pepper.
But I have to say, everything is so close. Yeah, Frey Pepper ahead. Oh, he loses the back end. Oh.
He improved by a 10th and he's into the top 10.
I don't. Well, no, actually, he was 10th. He didn't improve his position. I mean, he stayed 10th.
I think Storm might be on the cusp for a top 10 here. Comes across the line. And he goes 13th in the M142, flat fell short. That's the end of qualifying. Then we've only got Massault out there, run out of fuel. Massault out on top. Frey Pepper 2nd and Joro in 3rd. Gort, championship leader, is 5th.
And look at the gap, James, between Joro and Black Phoenix. I mean, that's so insane. And then if you add also Christian, it's just like 5 drivers in less than 1/10.
I'll sum it up this way. Frey Pepper down to Barcelona, separated by less than 3.5 tenths of a second. And that's second to 10th.
What can I say? I would say my iconic phrase, but not the moment.
Not at the moment. Maybe in the race. Maybe in the race. Who knows? Massault out on top, Frey Pepper in 2nd, Joro in 3rd, Robin in 4th. He purely got 4th because Joro set the lap time before him. That's why he got 3rd. Gorton 5th, Rock City in 6th, good qualifying from him. Black Phoenix in 7th, a good improvement from him. Christian Vettel, Barcelona round off the top 10. Neymar, Mays, Storm, Conti, Maximus your top 15. Luke, Ajax, Ryan and Storm. Top 17 separated by just less than a second. Storm on a set of mediums in 18th, and Yogi not getting a time in at the back of the field. But Massault, yet again, is on pole position. Frey Pepper 2nd, Joro in 3rd. What is going to happen in this race?
Well, I don't know. We should ask, those guys that can read the future, because this is quite unpredictable. Imagine if there's rain. That would be... No. Dry race. I was asking for too much.
You were asking for too much, but we haven't actually had a wet race this week that I've covered anyways. I don't know about Division 3 and Division 5. I'm not sure. I'll check into the Division 5 stream now and see how the guys are doing there. And it is dry compounded tyres for the race there as well. It's Invictus out on top, Roy Guard 2nd, Shumi in 3rd. So if you want to tune in for that, of course you can. If you want to stay here, though, for the GOAT commentary team with the GOAT Eurovision puns, then stay here, because everyone, I'm sure, is going to be feeling the adrenalina.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm really... I always say this. I mean, I'm quite repetitive, but I'm really excited about this race. Just seeing qualifying, on the longest track in the calendar and seeing everyone so close, it makes me feel hyped for this race. And just before we go into the strategy, and I think you know what I'm gonna ask. Well, like I like to say, the cursing of the drivers, or in other words, your prediction for the top 3.
I think there's going to be quite a few safety cars here tonight, or at least VSCs like we saw in Division 1. We didn't have any last night in Division 2, I don't think. For me, I'm going to go Gort for the win. I think 5th position is an understatement from where he is actually in terms of the pace. So I think Gort will win. I think Neymar will come 2nd, just purely because of the safety car front. And in 3rd, I'm going to go for Robin. What are you laughing at? Neymar dead in 11th. He's on a set of mediums, and everyone behind him's on a set of softs.
He could be in a good strategy, yeah, but that's a really bold prediction and a go-to prediction because it's so different to what I would have done, to be honest.
If it comes off, you have to put a £5 win on the United Kingdom winning Eurovision tomorrow. There we are.
Alright, I mean...
Got no chance anyway, so it's fine.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we generally cost the drivers, you know, after lap 1, we'll see all our drivers into Eau Rouge, you know, into the wall after Eau Rouge, but yeah.
I was going to say, if one of them's off, if one of them is literally out of the race on lap 1, then that's my prediction gone already.
Anyways, we've got your prediction, so I'll go with mine. I think I'm gonna be quite cautious, like strong. So I'm gonna put Salt in first because I think he has the pace. That lap in qualifying, I think he will be able to carry that pace into the race. I'm gonna put actually Gote in second. I think he will have better race pace. And in third, I'm gonna go for either Christian or Black. I'm gonna trust Black Phoenix. I don't know why, but I have a feeling he's gonna be able to get a good race.
Yeah, he's been quite unlucky, I think, in terms of his form, and Black Phoenix certainly might be one of the ones to try and get onto the podium like he was earlier on in the season. Looking at the strategy, though, top 10, of course, qualifying on a set of soft compounded tyres. Everyone pretty much on a set of mediums, apart from Mason Storm on a set of softs, and Maximus, interestingly, on a set of hards. I wonder if he knows something that we don't.
Right? Maybe. That should be interesting. Maybe he's going for a different strategy just because there's rain at the end of the race. Quite difficult, but who knows?
As I just finish off my drink there, you caught me a little bit red-handed. Salt out on top, Frey Pepper second, Joe Robin third, and we see the run down towards Turn 1. A very short run down in towards Turn 1. There's Masolt's view, there's Frey Pepper's view on the run in towards Turn 1. And now we're about to get going. 5 red lights are about to go out here for round 6 of the championship here in TTML Division 4. And it's lights out and away we go. Masolt gets a good start. Frey Pepper gets a good start as well. No graphics glitch, which is very rare. As Masolt runs down towards Turn 1, Frey Pepper looks around the outside of the source. Can he try and get the move done? Joro diving down the inside as well. And then Alfa Romeo getting caught up. Neymar, I think, has dropped a few positions. But it's Salt and Frey Pepper side by side pretty much. All the way down in towards the Rouge and Rally on its Masolt. He comes out on top at the top of the hill. Gets caught in the curve though. And Frey Pepper's got to run. And now look at Joro and Robin trying to close up on this as well. Frey Pepper's on the outside line. Storm losing damage down. He's out of the race pretty much early on. Storm ran the outside line, gets the move sorry, Frey Pepper I should say, gets the move done. A VSC deployed because Storm crashed coming through a Rouge and Radion, and Frey Pepper is through, and there's collisions further down the field. Black Phoenix has got a penalty, Barcelona and TTG Storm all getting a penalty, and Frey Pepper was the man who was out in front, and he got that move done down in towards Lecom, so he's the man that leads the race.
And I have to say, I know it was not done intentionally, of course, but disgusting start by Neymar. I mean, he was just ping-ponging, you know, if you can say it like that, through Eau Rouge, and yeah, he caused several incidents there as he got damaged as well. So not a great start by Neymar. That will probably be penalized by stewards, and yeah, we're back into green.
We are back underway, and Frey Pepper's got a good restart. Masolt also on the back of him, but they've pulled away from Robin. 7.5 tenths. Christian is right on the back of Rock City. Vettel right on the back of Black Phoenix as well. Further down the field, looks like Vettel's actually going to get a really good run out. Black Phoenix must have some sort of damage or something, because Vettel has absolutely sailed on by, and he's left him for dead. Vettel is through, and he's into 8th. And look at Gort right on the back of Joro as well. We saw a really good battle between these two early on in the season, as now Gort comes to the outside line on Joro. TTG Storm, I think, is round, just coming through Blanchimont. He's recovered the car, luckily. Gort on the outside line, though, of Joro. Side by side they go. Running down the straight, and it's Joro who comes out on top. And we get pit stops. Black Phoenix is in, and TTG Storm is in, and Conti is in as well.
Oh, and Goat losing another position. It seems like it's going to be side by side. No, Rock City actually sticks behind. I think he's going to make the overtake just after Eau Rouge. Well, Radian.
No, I don't think he will, because Gort's got the overtake mode, and look at the closing speed on the back of Joro. I think it's actually going to be the alternative way around. Gort is going to try and attack Joro on the run down the straight. Frey Pepper and Masolt still leading the way, and Gort dives it down the inside line, and that was just silly. He was never going to get that move done, and Gort, the championship leader, a very, very rare mistake from him, but a rare mistake that has cost him maybe the championship lead, and certainly his chance in this race.
Yeah, and your prediction ruined as well, and mine actually, because I put him second. You see, we just cursed drivers. Black Phoenix in 18th, Gote in 17th. Terrible.
Nemo's in 14th still, so that's a little bit of a positive. And Robin's in 5th actually. Robin's actually in 3rd, out on track. So yeah.
I mean, I think we still have a good chance of getting some of our prediction right. Well, actually, mine.
Oh no! Oh! Robin's in the wall, and there's a VS. That's a VSC. I mean, come on, that's a VSC. And unfortunately, Mr. Paco Suarez, commentator's curse.
Yeah.
That was a total commentator's curse.
Definitely. I mean, I didn't put him in the top 3, but we were actually highlighting his start, you know, and him running in 3rd. But oh my god, that exit. What wing was he running? Because he really had a really bad exit from that corner. Hit the wall so violent. But yeah, I mean, he's out, unfortunately.
Ooh. Barcelona's in the pits. Barcelona in the pits on Tresetta Hards.
Yeah, Neymar actually really good call by him. As
he's got a 5-second penalty.
Look, Ajax. Yeah. So yeah, this is interesting.
I was going to say Luke Ajax has picked up a penalty, and now Massault has got a good run on the back of Frey Pepper. Of course, DRS is enabled on this lap, judging by that BSC. Massault's not close enough to the back of Frey Pepper, but these two are now pulling away. 2 seconds the gap now to Joro. Vettel trying to close in on Christian, not quite close enough, but Vettel looks like he's got the pace to try and make it up with the big boys tonight, I think.
You went, on your prediction, you went for Neymar, I went with Black Phoenix, but it seems the guy that could end in the podium is Vettel.
Yeah, Vettel actually in 6th position, and he's doing a sterling job, I think. He's certainly got the pace here tonight. Mays, by the way, is right on the back of Luke Ajax, and Luke Ajax has actually left the session, and I wonder if that's because he actually picked up a drive-through penalty for speeding to the VSC as opposed to anything else. Mays is on the back of him. Yeah, he might have lagged out, or it could have been the case of he was just frustrated and he's left the session as a result, but it's a little bit, however you look at it, to be honest. Oh, Massault, my goodness me, Massault! How on earth did he recover that? Coming out through curb Paul Frere, he was sideways, coming through the corner. I do not believe what I've just seen, and he hasn't lost any time. That must be recovery of the season.
Oh, I mean, I totally missed it, so I'll catch it later on stream, but the way you commentated, it should have been a really, really good save.
He got caught on the outside curb on the exit and nearly spun the car. He literally rotated the car right, then recovered it left, and then it went right again, and then he's recovered the car and he's still on the back of Frey Pepper. That's an unbelievable save.
Yeah, by the sound of it, yeah, definitely should be a really good save. And it seems like he hasn't lost that much time to Frey Pepper, so everything good for the Mercedes driver.
Don, by the way, supporting Ryan in the chat. Massault on the back of Frey Pepper. It's lap 4 out of 22, and Ryan all the way down in 7th position. But actually, he might be the man to watch out for later on in this race, because we saw with Chonis last night a very good VSC helped him and win that race. Ryan's on a set of medium compounded tyres. We're going to see the switch over now between softs and mediums. Ryan is the man quickest on the set of mediums, and he's well ahead of the likes of Luke Ajax and Black Phoenix and the likes who already came into the pit lane. Ryan might be the man later on in this race to actually have a go, at least for a podium, a top 5 podium, if not even the win.
And Vettel clipped the curb, I think, on turn 13, as he almost lost the car. He's now out of the arrest range to Christian. So all, you know, the momentum he was having seems like he has lost it, unfortunately.
He has lost it. He's only lost 0.2 of a second on the back of Ryan, and Ryan just beginning to pull away. But I think Vettel knows that he's got it. There's the yellow flag in sector 2, and that CLE Storm that is round on a set of hards coming out through Lecombe on the run down in towards Bruxelles. He's lost it on the outside curb, I think. Points. As both racing points, side by side. Christian looks like he's the quickest man. Comes across down on the inside line, gets the move done on Rock City. Rock City, I think, didn't want to play ball with that one, but it's actually given Vettel DRS. Maybe down the straight, but he's outside of a second. but he's back in within a second. This is borderline DRS.
Yeah, but look at that. Now Rock City is going to have, you know, the move on his teammate, so I don't think he actually let him by. He was waiting to have DRS. Oh, or
he's sitting behind him. I knew that where that was coming from an absolute mile back. CLE Storm is round again, coming out through Ravage. Yeah, and Christian stays 4th, Rock City in 5th, and yeah, CLE Storm surely going to be retiring. I think he'll probably come into the pit lane to retire the car, and he's down in the back of the field. In the meantime, his teammate, Frey Pepper, is up at the top. Frey Pepper leading the way, Massault in 2nd. Joel looked like a CLE Storm spins again. Joel looked like he had the pace just a lap or so ago. It's ebbed away from him slightly. It's 1.8 seconds the gap to Massault. But if these two battle, Joel's pretty much right within play to try and get onto the back of these two.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, yeah, as you said, for that they should be fighting. But I think Christian and Jay Oro could still be in a good position to try and attempt catching the leaders. So the race, I think it's far from over. I think there's still plenty of chances that the guys behind can catch the leaders. So we have an exciting race ahead, as we can see. The Storm retiring in the pits.
Yeah, not surprised. CLE Storm retiring out of the pit lane. Frey Pepper and Massault come across the line. Lap 6 out of 22 now beginning. Barcelona, by the way, is getting past Luke Ix's AI, which is why I'm not covering it. Frey Pepper, Massault, Joro still your top 3 at this stage. Looks like though Christian, Rock City and Vettel will be the battle to probably watch out for. They're 4th, 5th and 6th at this stage, as that is that CLE Storm's AI car coming out of the pit lane. I don't know why on earth he really didn't retire that in his pit box. But that's the game for you. Rock City's on the back of Christian. Is he going to try and get the move done? I don't think he will. Running down the straight, Frey Pepper still on the lead. Massault 2nd, Joro in 3rd. But with Massault's DRS, he's getting away from the back of Joro. But he doesn't want to try and cut out the mistakes like that, because he just pretty much cut the entirety of Lecombe on the curb. And I probably think he picked up a warning for that. He's just pushing it maybe a little bit too hard.
And we have to point out that ever since Christian overtook his teammate, well, or his teammate let him by, you can say whatever, Christian has been able to get in the restaurant to Jay Oro. And not only that, I mean, he's allowing his teammate, you know, to just pull away from Vettel, you know. That's what I call teamwork. So they are both trying to get to the Renault, and maybe, who knows, if they overtake him, they could go for the lead.
They could go for the lead, and yeah, I think Joel's probably in a bit of no man's land. He's pulling away from Christian at this stage. Massault, by the way, is on the back of Frey Pepper. There'll be one eye, I think, to the pit lane from about this point onwards for the guys in front. Who's the one that's going to react first? I would say Joel's going to be the one that reacts first. He's in 3rd. He's got nothing to lose. And Massault and Frey Pepper at least there for another lap. Joel is straight into the pit lane. As soon as I said that, Joro is into the pit lane. Vettel has stayed out behind Rock City, but Joro, the first man, he's got nothing to lose, but perhaps a lot to gain. It's like the personal injury solicitors advert we've got on here in the UK.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, it was quite...
Oh, and sorry to cut in. Yeah. Massault on the back of Frey Pepper running up towards a Rouge and Radion, and he might look, actually, to try and get this move done. Massault right on the back. He's got 80% of ERS, and look at him to the outside line. Frey Pepper was literally not giving him any room there whatsoever, but good stuff by Massault. He is through, and he's into the lead of the race.
And now we'll have to see the Williams pace, you know, if he's able to stay behind while saving ERS. I mean, both of them look quite competitive today, and I have to say about Jay Oro's strategy that he was quite clever, because just when Christian was able to get into DRS, he just pitted. I mean, he didn't let the Racing Point to open DRS and get into loopstream, so quite clever call by the Renault driver.
I mean, look at the gap he's pulling to Gort. He's just getting 0.4 of a second pretty much on the back of Gort, just coming through Lecombe alone. And Joro is the man that's going to be flying on this lap. And Massault and Frey Pepper, I would imagine they've got to work together to try and pull out that little bit of a gap to Joro and try and fight off that undercut. Because the undercut around a 7-kilometre circuit is so potent. Maximus, by the way, judging by how Gort's done so far, Gort's recovering well, but he's just been overtaken by Maximus, who's on a set of hard compound of tyres. But Gort will not give up without a fight, I'm sure. But why don't bother with Massault and Frey Pepper? Massault, you can tell he's coming in because he's gaining the time as Black Phoenix is now through on Luke Ix's AI. Massault, into the pit lane he comes. Frey Pepper also responds. Joro, Gort, by the way, is on the back, and Maximus on the run up toward the bus stop. Chicane, Rock City, and Christian. Christian's into the pit lane. Gort's right on the back, and Maximus, I think he'll probably come into the pit lane here, Gort. But Joro is on the entrance in towards the bus stop. Chicane. This is going to be close.
And I have to say one thing, I don't understand why Rock City didn't pit earlier, because he knew his teammate would have a preference, you know, when making a pit stop, so I don't understand his strategy.
I think Joro's going to be behind, maybe. Massault and Frey Pepper's exited the pit lane. Joro, undercut has not worked whatsoever. Well, undercut has not worked.
It hasn't worked, but he has gained...
He's gained time.
A second, more or less, because it was 2.5, 2.4, so yeah, he has gained time, and from now he has to try and push and get into DRS in this lap, because he has warm tires, which should allow him, you know, to have that better grip in the first corners.
And further downfield, Gort, by the way, is rejoined behind Black Phoenix, so everyone, apart from Rock City, down to Maximus, have made their pit stops, at least one pit stop out on track. And Rock City is the man that leads. Vettel second, Ryan in third. We'll run on board with Gort because it's the closest battle out on track. Black Phoenix now under pressure from the back of Gort. OWR against CPI. And CPI, of course, you can see featured in EML Premier next week, where, of course, I've got some exclusive news that'll come at the end of the race. But I'm not going to spoil it now, but you'll have to wait and find out.
Mystery. As always. But, I mean, right now, lap 8, probably Rock City and Vettel and Mace. I mean, Mace always stays late in the race on the first stint, which I still don't get why, but I mean, I'm not gonna argue with Kermit the Frog. But
he's in the pit lane anyways.
Yeah, the three of them. So yeah, the final runners on soft, finally making their pit stop. So let's see where they get out on track, because I believe Mace could be side by side with Neymar, but we'll have to wait and see.
Red Bull pit crew now going ribbit as Maze comes into the pit lane. Or Kermit, I should say, comes into the pit lane. That was terrible. I'm sorry, Maze. I'm so sorry. Maze is coming out, and he's going to be ahead of Neymar, I think, coming out the pit lane. It's going to be quite close, but I think he's ahead of him. He is. He's about a second ahead of him, I think, coming out the pits.
I think Neymar will get DRS. Just... Yep, 9-10. So he will get DRS for... Oh.
Rock City Christian side by side. Rock City is through. Rock City now feeling like he's got the pace to pass Christian, and he's back through and he's into P6, which is actually a net P4.
Have we missed? I mean, how did Rock City do the overcut? I mean, that was, I mean, not the overcut, but he was able, you know, to get close enough to make the overtake on the Camel Straight, but quite impressive, to be honest, from Rock City.
Well, he's got a lap younger tyres, hasn't he? And that's probably why Rock City is now ahead of Christian, because Christian's tyres may not go towards the end of the race. They probably will, but they probably won't be as clean in terms of the tyre wear out on track. They probably won't be as worn, Rock City's tyres, compared to Christian. That's probably why the move is being made. But they've got to watch out for Vettel. Vettel's in clear air behind them, and he's catching them.
Yeah, but what I mean is the lap on soft, you know, on just soft by Rock City wasn't bad, because he was behind his teammate and still he was able to get close enough to Christian after the pit stop. So that's what I mean, impressive lap on those softs that he was able to make. But I don't think Christian is done, because I think he's going to try and make the overtake work again in the Camel Straight. Maybe, I don't think he's going to make it here, but I think he will try to have a good run after Orush and Radia.
I still feel both of them will need to work together though, because Vettel's catching them in behind. It's 1.4 seconds. Gort with the new fastest lap of the race. Christian, I don't think it's going to be close enough. Frey Pepper, however, is close enough. Yeah, right on the back of Massive. Really set out at the same time. Frey Pepper now to the inside line, down the Camel Straight, and he breezes by, and he's now got Massault. The target in front of him is now locked on. Frey Pepper is through, and he's into P3. Just makes a slight mistake as Christian is back through on Rock City, down the inside in towards Lecom. But all of this battling, I just fear, is going to give Vettel a chance to overtake both of them, because Vettel's got the pace.
I mean, we'll have to wait and see how the race develops, because Vettel looked like he had a promising pace on the soft, and then somehow he just disappeared. You know, like he wasn't able to keep that pace So let's see how he does it on mediums. Let's see if he's able to keep that pace until the end of the race, because I'm quite worried that he might not be able to do that.
By the way, in terms of the penalties, Yogi, who's on a set of softs, has only been the man who's picked up the penalty so far. Everyone else who had a 5 second stop go has already served that up, as Barcelona has lost it coming out of Ravage.
Does he have damage? No, so it was just a spin, I believe.
I think he grazed the wall maybe, but that's about it. So Barcelona still continues on. Black Phoenix, though, will realise that he's right on the back of him. I'm not going to ride on board with Black Phoenix, who's got the revving out glitch on my end, at least. Barcelona is just scooting ahead, I think, and Barcelona might just see this one up to the bus stop chicane. Black Phoenix closing in all the time, and yeah, Barcelona will hold on for 12th. But he's on a set of hards, and those tires will get to the end.
Yes, while Black Phoenix and the guys who pitted earlier on the race, that will be interesting to see if they are able to get the tires till the end.
Oh God!
Will be a difficult task.
Joel was closing up to the back of Maximus, already cut in. I thought actually it was going to be, he wasn't going to catch him off in time, but he has, and Joel's through down the inside line into Lecom, and he's through and he's into 4th position. Good stuff there. Rock City closing up to the back of Christian, not getting the move done, but Vettel now has latched on to the back.
Yeah, and one thing, I mean, we talk about Maximus strategy as Black Phoenix makes the overtake on Barcelona, but they're still side by side, as we could see, the driver in the Ferrari, lifting the hand, like complaining about contact. So quite a controversial overtake there, well, or attempt of an overtake by Black Phoenix. And just saying that we talked at the start of the race about Maximus strategy going into hards, that a possible rain could be emerging at the end of the race. But seeing at the sky, seeing the sky, we see that there's no clouds or whatsoever. So I don't think there's going to be rain. So now I think we could argue about if Maximus got the strategy right.
I don't think he's got the strategy right. He's on a set of hards. I would put in maybe for a set of mediums. I've got to be honest. Set of softs could last the end of the race as well. But if he hasn't put it in this lap at least, so Maximus is going to continue on for another lap. By the way, I've received a message from Yogi. He's right down the back of the field at the minute. He has said to me that he's been vaccinated today. And he's got a fever of just over 39 degrees. So please be kind to me. Well done on getting the vaccination. I encourage everyone who, when your turn comes, to get the vaccine, whatever country you are in. If you're in the UK, of course, 35 and 36-year-olds, I think, can get it now. Rock City, in the meantime, on the back of Christian, running down in towards Lecom, not getting the move done, but Luke Ix's AI is into the pit lane, and Yogi will at least be ahead of him coming out of the pit lane. But it's good to see, as Black Phoenix, right on the back of Barcelona, right down the straight, and Black Phoenix is through. Revving that glitch for me, but Black Phoenix anyways is through, and he's into 12th position. As Gort has caught up to the back of Maze, and Maze has got onto the back of Neymar as Ryan picks up a penalty.
Yeah, so the first driver to get a penalty, in the top 15. So
exit of Puon, I think that was.
Quite a weird place to get a... Well, actually, at the exit of... Yeah, I mean, it's not a weird place. Probably he went a little bit wide and overestimated.
Like Maze has just done. Oh, look at Gort! Gort's on the outside line, somebody cut in! Gort's going around the outside into the Campbell section! Gort on the outside line, Maze is on the inside line, still hanging on, and Maze is just about in front, but Gort's going to try it around the outside of Ravage. They lean on each other slightly, this is a great battle between the both, and Maze comes out on top just about. Gort picks up a penalty, but now look at Gort, he's going to run back at him in towards the Blanchimon, and now Gort on the inside line, Maze cuts the door. Jesus Christ, Gort and Maze has somehow come out on top. Oh, I'm sweating buckets now after that. Maze in 10th, Gort in 11th. Great battle.
It's not over because look at that. Now the Ferrari trying to have the exit. I think he's going to wait for the camel strip.
He's going to dive it.
I think he will launch it as so. Gets a 3-second time penalty. So it seems everyone is now getting their penalties. Probably most of the drivers were in their final warning, and we can see that I think Goat not having the exit there. Maybe he will have the run, but I think it will be at the end of the straight. But the fact that he's lacking ERS,
he's
not helping.
He's derating down the straight, and that's cost him. And now Gort is going to try.
Dive.
Is he not going to try it on the brakes? No, he's learned from last time. Maze has made a mistake though, and yeah, Gort's on the back of him, running out of Lacombe. Gort's got to save up this ERS though. Gort has got to save up the ERS, and yeah, Black Phoenix and Barcelona, in fact, are coming into this. Conti can't be ruled out either. He's 1.3 seconds away. All of these guys battle. Maze holds these guys up. Conti's on the back of these guys within a lap.
Yeah, I mean, as we said, the Ferrari has to save DRS. I mean, he has to take the advantage of the DRS in comparison to Maze to try and save some ERS. Hopefully he will be listening, you know, and try to save energy, because if not, he's going to be overtaken quite easily by Black Phoenix and Barcelona.
I have a feeling we're going to get round 2 in a minute, because Gort right at the back of Maze coming out through Paul Frey, and now on the run up in towards Blanchimont. However, I've literally just said that, and I don't think he's going to close up enough to the back, unless he uses the overtake mode on the exit of Blanchimont, which he could, to try and get the run. Has he got the run? I don't think he will. No, he doesn't.
Yeah, but look at that, Maze protecting the inside, and now the Ferrari is going to try and go for the traction at the exit of the corner, as he's quite close, but I don't think he's going to be close enough to try it here. Maybe he will now, you know, try to settle down, yeah, and go after a Rouge, and yeah, come straight as Yogi picks up another 3-second time penalty.
He goes down in 16th position, plenty of 3-second time penalties being picked up, Maze and Gort included in that, and now Gort on the run down in the hill, in towards the Rouge and Radion, up the hill, and now he's going to get the run. Is this it now for Gort to try and get the overtake done? This is done easily for Gort, down on the inside line, and Maze will not fight that, and Gort is through, and he's into 10th position, despite derating down the straight. It's an impressive turner's pace from the Ferrari, and Gort is through, and he's into 10th, but Maze has got to watch out for him, because Black Phoenix and Barcelona, on much more worn tyres, are right on the back of him.
Yeah, but that was because they were fighting, both of them. I mean, if things go normal, he should be able to pull away. What seems definite, yeah, I think I said it right, is that he's losing time to Goat and not able to keep up the pace, despite the Ferrari, you know, struggling with the energy deployment. So Maze will now try and defend from the Haas and the Ferrari, although I think he should be able to pull away easily.
Ryan, I was just about to say, Ryan's been doing such a good job out on track. He's now into the pit lane. He's going to be ahead of Neymar, I think, coming out the pit lane. He's got a 7.5 second buffer, basically, to try and get in. And Ryan is going on to a set of soft compounded tyre. We saw with Chionis, albeit because of a VSC, we saw it with Chionis, the softs were absolutely electric on the at the end of the race, and Ryan is going to be ahead, I think, of Neymar by at least 5/10 of a second. He is well ahead,
or even more. Well, hold on, because it could be just what we saw earlier. If Neymar gets DRS, no, not going to be close enough. So
Christian, side by side, Rock City as well. It's going to be side by side with Maximus. Both racing points. Going to try and go through. Maximus leans in. Rock City is through though. Great stuff by Rock City on the outside line. I think Maximus had entitlement to stay side by side with them at least, but Rock City's through and he's into 5th. The smarter driver with the fresher tyres always comes out on top.
Yeah, I mean, Rock City had to take the chance, because if not, Vettel would be really, really close, and we can see Maximus picking. I mean, yeah, as we said earlier, everyone getting penalties everywhere. So, and we said Salt got a 3-second time penalty, but I don't think we gave that the relevance that it was needed. Because Fry and Pepper is now 1.7. He's not in the need to make the move. He just needs, you know, to keep calm and be on that sort of range under the 3 seconds, and he would win the race. So right now, Fry Pepper doing everything he needs to win the race.
Yeah, Fry Pepper 1.6. It was 1.2 actually, so the gap has just creeped up since the last time I saw. But Massault leads the way. Going on to lap 16, Massault leads. Fry Pepper is second, Joe in third. On board Vettel, Maximus is finally into the pit lane. He will go on to a set of soft compounded tyres. And Vettel nearly had a bit of a moment. There's Maze right on the back of Black Phoenix into the bus stop chicane. Not quite close enough. Black Phoenix is coming into the pit lane as well. And that would mean like the likes of Conti and certainly Storm as well they're coming in for a set of softs as well because they can't get to the end, including Neymar as well. So Neymar is going to be one struggling. Maybe even Joro might struggle to get to the end of this race.
And, well, Maximus pitted for soft. On the pit entry, he got damage, so he had to change the wing. Oh, and don't tell me he picked up damage at the exit. No, he didn't. But that was close. He's, well, slightly keys, I would say, to the wall.
Barcelona goes through on Kermit. Barcelona through and he's into P10. Mays in P11. Gort is on the back of Neymar, and NSR's newest recruit out on track, Neymar, of course, won last time out, hasn't had things his own way at all, and I know he's going to be in the stewards room from something that we didn't see on my camera angle anyways, but that you saw, Paco, causing incidents coming through Rouge and Radion, and Gort on the back of Neymar. Gort has recovered very well, I've got to be honest.
I mean, on this race, if he didn't make that silly move, you know, down the inside, I don't remember to who he tried. He could have been ahead, you know, fighting for a podium, but instead he's now fighting Neymar in 8.
Run.
Yeah, really good run. Oh, look at that. Oh, Neymar tried to defend, but that Ferrari was flying on track, and Neymar might try to get it back, but yeah, I don't think. 5 lap older medium, so will be difficult.
Neymar will come into the pit lane here. There we are.
Yep.
Neymar's in. Goes through and he's into 8th position. I get everything right these days, apart from my prediction. Masolt's still out on top, Ray Pepper 2nd, Joe in 3rd. And if we were very, very boring, by the way, and predicted the top 3 from qualifying, they're still the top 3 in the race.
You know, I should have been even more cautious. But yeah, I mean, at least I got the winner right, so I'm quite happy about that. I don't even know why you didn't put Salt in the top 3, because I believe you didn't even put him in the top 3.
I didn't.
That was bold. That was really bold.
I didn't, and it's because he has a tendency to pick up penalties. And that's why I didn't put him in, because this track really does invalidate times and pick up penalties left, right and centre. And Masolt, he's pulling away though. It's 1.8 seconds. He might have fresher tyres at this stage. And Masolt, I think, personally, if I was in his shoes, I'd be trying to use up a little bit of overtake mode now to try and pull out that gap and put Frey Pepper under pressure to try and deliver on the back of him. It's 1.8 seconds. The rate that this is going up, I don't think it's going to be enough for Masolt to win this. But you never know what can probably happen.
I mean, the gap has been kept quite constant, you know, quite stable. It's not suffering, you know, big variation, but yeah, I'm not even gonna try that word, but yeah, it's basically being kept constant. So I think Fryer Pepper is just gonna keep that virtual first place. Although I think it's gonna be close. I mean, I think by the end of the race, I think the gap will be around 2.5 seconds or even 2 seconds and something.
Yeah, I think it'll be about 2.5 seconds maybe toward the end of the race. CTG Storm, another 3-second penalty for him. The race has now quietened down out on track. Yep. Robin has left the session after crashing out earlier on. We thank him though for attending. So leading the way for Pepper 2nd, Joel 3rd, Christian 4th, Roxissi 5th, Vettel in 6th. Everyone now strung out like a washing line. Don't be hanging out your washing though here in the northeast of England, because it's absolutely teeming down of rain as Frey Pepper is catching Masolt.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, 1.4, 1.3 as always. Me getting my colds really, really bad. Terrible colds by me. But, well, I mean, I would say it's kept constant. As we can see again in 1.6. I mean, it's always in that range. So I don't think we'll see some action for the lead. Maybe behind we'll see the soft runners, you know, catching... for example, Ryan, you know, he's catching quite rapidly to Fero and the racing points. But yeah, I think by the final lap, I think we'll see that.
We will have to wait and see. Masolt, though, middle sector, final sector, seems to be his quickest point, and it's the first sector where he loses the time and Frey Pepper gains. Salt, though, 20% ERS, Frey Pepper's 45% ERS, so he's got more ERS to burn, and he's probably got a lot more pace to burn as well. towards the end of this race. Joro in behind in third, Christian in fourth. I think we're pretty much nailed on and saying that Frey Pepper and Massault in some form is going to be first and second. Joro is probably going to be third. Christian, Rock City, I don't see anyone else getting the move done. Ryan's not catching Vettel. The soft runners aren't really catching each other further down the field.
Hold on, Ryan, when I said it, they were through the second sector still
Yogi.
Yogi retires and he crashed.
And I wonder...
But it's too late for a safety car.
Oh my God!
That was a really good curse for once.
It's never too late for a safety car in Formula 1, and on halfway through lap 19 out of 22, Yogi crashing out, coming through Ravage, has now put the safety car out on track, and do you know what? Ryan might have the chance of winning this now. He's on a set of softs, he's on the right compound tyre. Maximus, Neymar, Black Phoenix, they shouldn't pit. They're going to be well up the order now. Yogi, of course, retiring out the race, but everyone else has got to pit for a set of softs. It's basically going to be a 2-lap sprint with their DRS. Now,
we'll wait and see. Because now Mace, Barcelona, Gota, they are under pressure that they know they have faster runners behind, so they might pit. And if the guys ahead see that, I think they're gonna try and protect themselves. So I think we're gonna have some interesting action in the pits. Will be interesting to see who pits and who doesn't. And taking into account that this is the longest track on the calendar. I mean, despite only having like 2 laps of racing, it's a lot. It's like 4 laps in a normal track. So will be interesting to see what everybody does. Fryer Pepper and Salt stay out. Joro goes into the pits. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Christian stays. Let's see. Roxy stays.
Joro's just giving away a podium. No, a cast iron guaranteed podium.
I don't think so. Because behind, everyone is actually,
he's going to be down behind Barcelona. He's going to be down in 9th.
Yeah, but Barcelona is on hot. Let's see what happens. I think the Renault is just going to be ahead of the Ferrari. It's going to be close.
Oh, I think Golt's just going to be ahead, actually. Yeah. Golt's ahead. And Joel has to sector Delta coming out the pit lane, so that's why Golt's now ahead.
Yeah, but at least it's going to be the only slow driver that he's going to have is Goltz, and after that it's going to be interesting to see what they do. To be honest, I expected Barcelona to pit because on those hards he's just gonna fade away. We have an interesting race because now Christian has a chance to try and make the overtake on Fryer Pepper or even Salt. Salt probably is out of the podium, I would say. I doubt he's gonna make the gap. So plenty of action to come now.
Jovo on a set of softs is the one I'm going to be watching. He's in 8th position, but is he going to be cost a podium by pitting in? I think, honestly, because he came into the pit lane, I think it's cost him a podium. We're going to have 2 laps without DRS, and unless you've got a really good straight line speed setup on that car, you're really not going to get past. And I think Jovo has probably, I would say, failed himself. To be honest, he could have got a podium, and I think he might have just given away. But I'm not saying a cast iron guarantee that he would have got a podium. But if he still recovers and still gets a podium out of this will be a very good drive from him. Assault is leaning on the VSC and the safety car now in this lap, and we are about to get going.
And I haven't said it until now, I believe, but like I have to say that I think Euro is gonna make the comeback. I'm pretty sure about that, 100%.
But one thing to get onto the back of another driver, the other thing to overtake. Black Phoenix, Conti and Storm, you've got to feel sorry for them. They're not even going to get onto the back of the safety car queue, as they're just coming through Kurt Paul Frey now. And Massault Frey Pepper are rolling into the bus stop chicane. We're going to have pretty much 2 races at this point. Massault is going to be the one that leads, and he goes now into the bus stop chicane, and we're back underway, and we've got 2 more laps to go. No DRS for the rest of this race, as actually Christian has just lost a little bit of time coming out the final corner. Ryan as well got caught in a little bit of a half spin coming out the final corner, but Massault leads down and towards the source for the penultimate time. Frey Pepper second, Christian in third. The front 2 have now bolted away. Christian made a mistake, and Rock City now is going to be on the back. It's going to be so difficult to try and overtake though. Joro right on the back of Gort running down the straight, and these guys are now going to use up that overtake mode to good effect. Maximus and Barcelona is probably looking like the most likely move on the run down in toward Lecom, and I don't think Joro's going to be close enough on Gort either, but Maximus is. He's on the back of Barcelona. He's derating slightly. He's not using up any overtake mode, and he's going to wait behind. Barcelona stays 9th. Maximus stays in 10. But to be honest, I'd be trying to go for that move because he's got the same amount of penalties ahead, and he's got to try and make his way up the field. How's Maximus? The front two, though, have bolted, and pretty much what you said is there was a car running massively wide there. I think that was Ryan running wide. Masol leading the way for Pepper second. These two now have pretty much got it between themselves.
Yeah, and I have to say, I expected more grip from the Renault driver, you know, from that soft tire. He's not been able to beat Gota, and yeah, I doubt he's gonna make 4 moves in the final lap. So, yeah, I think I'm gonna retire, to be honest. Sometimes I make both calls.
Yeah, Joel's right on the back of Gort, but he is going to get the move done, I think, on Gort. Now, look at this, as Barcelona has crashed, coming through Kerpel Frere, and Joel's through on Gort, I think, in towards Blanchimont. Has he got the move done yet? Gort backs off, and Joel's through, and he's into 7. There's 1 down. Ryan up next for Joel. He's got to try and make these tyres go. Neymar, by the way, is on the back of Maximus into the bus stop chicane. 1 lap to go. Salt leading the way for Pepper second. Christian in third. Massault is not going to cast iron guarantee, maybe even for a podium. Rock City about 4 seconds out of him at the minute, but if Massault makes a mistake or he picks up another 3-second time penalty, that's it. And Rock City or Vettel could be ending up on the podium. One mistake can really cost them.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, right now, I think all 3 of them should be on the podium, Fryer Pepper, Christian, and Rock City. But yes, you say if they make 1 mistake, they are out of contention.
Neymar right on the back of Maximus running down in towards the corner. Is he going to try and dive it down the inside line?
Another one is
Luke
out.
Ajax has been
disqualified
from the session for failed to use the correct compounded tyre. And he's an AI car. Oh, I've never seen anything like it in my life. Massault leads the way. Christian's Frey Pepper second. Christian in third. Gort's picked up another 3-second penalty. It's going to cost him. But Massault leading the way. Frey Pepper second. Christian third. Probably one of the most ridiculous disqualifications, by the way, for an AI I think you'll ever see.
I mean, there's no rival that can beat that, that can match that, to be honest.
And the guy is probably watching on thinking, I didn't cause that. He's watching the stream for goodness sake. Oh, Massault spun! Massault spun out the lead! And Frey Pepper has now landed himself the win! Massault has lost it out the final corner, and he's bound to be absolutely banging on his wheel. Jovel, by the way, side by side with Ryan. Vettel's going to be side by side with Rock City. It's not done with yet. Frey Pepper! No, it's not, and Vettel is going to actually hang on. Is he going to get the run out the final corner? Frey Pepper, though, and an absolute dramatic end has won. Christian in second, Rock City in third, Vettel in fourth, Joel fifth, Gorton sixth. Maximus and Ryan have had a little bit of contact. I think Ryan drops the way down. I don't know how many drivers came across the line there. Neymar sixth, Maximus seventh. We're on through the grid order. Massault has bottled it out the lead of the race. He would have finished second anyways, I think. But Massault bottles it. Drive the day awarded by the in-game fans. Maximus. One ending.
I would say, as a friend would say, what a bottle. What a bottle by
Massault.
Yeah, Massault. That was unexpected, completely unexpected. He had the podium almost secure, and he made that mistake. I don't know if the tires were at the end of their life cycle, but oh my god.
He got caught on the outside curb, coming out of curb Paul Fryer, caught right on board with it, so that it's going to be streamed. And he got caught on the outside curb, but it doesn't take away the fact that Frey Pepper has won. Frey Pepper would have won, even if Massault was staying in front of him on the run down into bus stop. So Frey Pepper has won. Christian in second, Rock City in third. Do you know how I said, by the way, the top 3 are pretty much cast iron guaranteed to finish first, second and third? Yeah, that aged well. Frey Pepper wins, Christian second, Rock City in third, Vettel fourth, Joel fifth, Neymar sixth, Maximus seventh, Mason eighth, Ryan 17th on the grid, up to 9th, good performance from him, Gorton 10th, Black Phoenix fastest lap of the race in 11th, Conti 12th, TTG Storm 13th, Massault, Barcelona also finishing. Massault gets classified result as well as Barcelona. They don't pick up any points. points. Yogi, CLE Storm, Robin and Luke Ajax. Luke Ajax disqualified for literally doing absolutely nothing.
Indeed. I mean, the AI, I don't think that's gonna be much. Never, ever. But yeah, interesting to see that the AI can sometimes be even more stupid. Great work, Codemaster. Keep it up.
Masault saying he's so sad right now, and
not surprised.
Honestly, I said in commentary that he would be banging his wheel in more frustration than anything else. He had the race win pretty much wrapped up, apart from the 3-second time penalty, and he would have finished on the podium as a result. It is such a sad, sad sight to end off the race in, but it just comes to show the curbs can punish you around Belgium. We have seen that in full effect. And that is what has sadly happened to Masault, and that is why he is down, DNFing out of this race with literally 3 corners to go. He was that close from actually picking up a potential podium. I'm sure Paco is going to try and get in the interviewees. The Ajax saying the biggest joke, and this game could be a good comedian, which is a very good comment, I've got to say. Roxissi has joined us in the commentary booth. We'll get the other guys in as well, but hopefully we're going to be seeing these guys hopefully give some great interviews, and well, what a race. But Paco, I'll come across to you.
Alright.
Who's your driver of the day?
I would say Fryer Pepper, because I didn't expect him to have the pace he did. I mean, he was able to keep up, he didn't make mistakes, and he was able to win the race. And I just want to point out one thing: we didn't get none of the podium right. I mean, none of the guys that were in the podium, we didn't get anyone right. Gote, was down. Neymar was down in P7, I believe, or P8. Robin was DNF'd. And from my side, Sol DNF'd. Gote as well. Well, he was down in P7. And Black Phoenix was down in P10, I believe. So, yeah, terrible.
Never trust us with predicting anything in our lifetimes, I think is what we have found out here tonight in Belgium. Frey Pepper, though, the Belgian, has run out on track, and he has joined us in the commentary booth. You were saying you were crying in the comment section. Is that actually true?
Yeah, I'm a bit crying.
But honestly, a fantastic race. I think you would have got the race win even if Masault, of course, with that 3-second penalty. He spun it in front of you. Just talk us through that moment when it happened.
I saw him. He was faster than me. First of all, he did an amazing job. If he didn't got the penalty, he probably would have won. He was so fast. But then I saw him spun. I said to Conte and Neymar, Marcel spun, he retired, and my heart was pounding that I didn't need to make another stupid move I did in another race. So yeah, I'm really happy in my home GP to win.
Home GP, which makes it just that little bit more sweeter, I think. But honestly, you did have the pace here tonight to try and line up with the likes of Masault. That safety car, did you feel like it helped you massively by staying out, or did you feel it's like totally disregarded you in terms of how the race result was actually going to finish?
Yeah, for 2 laps you don't need to pit. It's just a stupid move to do. So I was going to keep out of the pit and then get as close as I can to Marcel to clearly get the win. And yeah, I got it. So I'm very happy.
And you did get the win, which is absolutely fantastic. Paco, I'll come across to you. Any questions?
Well, just a small question. Did you expect to have the pace you did, and how of a surprise was to see yourself that high on the race?
I expected that I have had the pace to be in the top 5, of course, because my time chart was, I think, the fastest of all the guys, and my quali pace was good. I could have improved, but I invalidated, and yeah, P2, but P2 is better than P1 to start on Belgium, so I was happy with the qualifying and the race.
Yeah. Are you gonna ask him about next race?
I am gonna ask him about next race.
Okay.
I knew you were gonna come back through with that. And of course, next race, of course, being Russia. How do you think you're gonna get on, Frey Pepper?
Don't expect me in the top 5 on Russia. I haven't done any proper races on that track, so it will be a difficult one for me.
It'll be a difficult one, but it won't be as difficult as picking up a race win around your home track. And it's absolutely fantastic to have you in the commentary box for your interview. Go and enjoy your evening, and I'm sure you'll be cracking out a cold one, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm going to do that.
Don't blame you, but have a good evening.
You too, guys. And congrats on the OER team for P2 and P3.
Cheers, bud. Cheers.
And that dulcet Norwegian tone coming through there is, I guess, Rock City. Rock City, of course, finishing in third here tonight. And Rock City, you had a really good call as well by staying out in terms of the safety car. Talk us through your race.
Oh, no, I was quite surprised that my pace was okay here, because due to a lot of work and family situation, I wasn't able to practice any, I got any practice before the race, so yeah, I thought my pace was good, but I got a lot of help from Christian, so I stayed behind him the whole race. I was in his DRS zone the whole race, so that helped me a lot. And when the safety car came out at the end, it was very intense, because we did know that MR Salt had 3-second penalty, so we were trying our best to stay within those 3 seconds so that we could get P2 and P3. And unfortunately for him, he spun out, so luckily for us, we get P2 and P3. So I'm really satisfied, really satisfied.
I'm glad you are satisfied, because honestly, with that Massault spin really throwing up the entirety of the race right at the end, you must be thrilled though with the second and third for OWR.
Yeah, that was beautiful. As a team, as a Racing Point team today, and also as a OWR team, I think we did an amazing job. I was so surprised that we managed to work together the whole race without causing any problems for ourselves. So yeah, I'm a bit sad for Mr. Salt, but that's racing, I guess. And also with me being involved in some accidents in the couple of last races, I'm pretty satisfied today. I'm very happy, actually.
It's good to make up for lost time. You haven't been in the commentary booth all season. You're finally here.
Yeah, I missed it. I missed it a lot.
I know you have. Paco, I'll come across to you. Any questions?
Well, just basically that. Were you on a party with Christian on a chat?
Yeah. We talked together the whole race.
So I guess you were trying to pull away from Vettel, and basically all the overtakes you did between each other were teamwork, you know. So it was like consensuated.
Yeah, it was teamwork, and we tried to manage the pace all the way down the DRS zones, and I told Christian that I was going to brake early so that he can take the inside line and we will stay out of trouble and don't lose any time. So we talked together the whole race. It was a bit disturbing talking and racing at the same time, but it helped a lot. Yes.
Well, then I'll let James ask the final question, but from my side, just to say congratulations and really good performance today.
Thank you very much, man. Thank you very much.
And of course, next week is Russia. How do you think you're going to get on?
Oh, Russia is my favorite track of all tracks due to quali. I'm really fast in quali, so I'm expecting myself top 3 in quali. But in experience in Russia, I have normally spawned out around stint 2, so that can happen. But I'm looking forward to it, really.
Yeah, it's going to be fascinating, I think, to see how everyone gets on, of course, in Russia. But Rock City, go and enjoy your evening.
Cheers, mate. Thanks a lot, boys.
You're very welcome indeed, and that is the end of tonight's live stream here for TTML Division 4. I'm sure you caught TTML Division 5 as well. And I don't think I mentioned my driver of the day. It's Frey Pepper. My driver of the day is Frey Pepper, because we have to agree basically on the same person now for driver of the day. So Frey Pepper is going to get driver of the day, and I need to update all of the commentaries that I've done with the driver of the day for each race. But that is it. And I've just seen a clip there from Assault. He's just put it in the Discord. He used overtake mode, going through Stavilo, going through Kerpul Frey, and that's a rookie mistake. Literally what Pacos just said.
Indeed.
And yeah, that's what cost them.
I mean, you can never at the exit of a corner use ERS because you're gonna have an unstable backhand, and that's exactly what happened there.
Yep.
So I feel bad for him, but yeah, this is gonna be a really good lesson for next time.
It is a very good lesson. It's a hard lesson learned, I think, to be honest, for Masol. And of course, no matter what league you're in, to be honest, no matter if it's one of the top leagues, if it's TTML, or if it's one of the bottom leagues like CWC, you will always make mistakes. But it's how you come back and it's how you bounce back. What is the key to making you a successful driver? I think in terms of the driving standard as well, much improved compared to Hungary. Obviously lap 1, I know Neymar will probably get investigated for his instance, but otherwise really clean stuff and fantastic stuff from everyone out on track. So thank you for making it that bit more cleaner. We've still got a long way to go, of course, in terms of the driving standards, but of course we will see you next week. I'm saying of course a lot, aren't I? It's Eurovision tomorrow. Anyways, come on James Newman and Embers. Come on Blas Canto and Voyak Adame as well. That's a terrible Spanish pronunciation, I know. But good from myself and Paco. Please take care of yourselves in this crazy world that we all live in. But until next time, goodbye.
Goodbye.